Thank you for tuning in. You understand that without your viewership, there is no show. This is for those who want and who can do more. You have options in the description below. May I just suggest a membership program? Why? Because it's affordable and it's cheap. But regardless, by you watching from start to finish helps my algorithm a lot. So thank you a ton. So this video came up on my feed and I started watching it. And then I was like, you know what? Why not watch it together? So here I am. I just watched a few minutes of it already. So I don't really know what's the full content of it. From the title of the video, it's called Teen Threw Baby in the Garbage, which is absolutely ridiculous. So let's go ahead and watch this. I'll give you my commentary about it. But for those who are new here, I am Alistair Hanzekio, and this is just my point of view. And also, I am recovering from a nasty cold, so I apologize if I sound very nasally, and if you cannot hear me, I'll do my best to articulate and to speak correctly. Let's get started.
So we started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was a 9, that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing an exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found under
because
the
I wanted to
trash.
get with you guys first and then get with her
Right.
to get her statement before I even did anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her,
Okay.
the 2 nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it, because Leela's like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So then Lori went in there, and then of course the baby was underneath the clean liner.
Okay. Yeah. If we can speak with Lori, that
Okay,
would get
I'll
her
get
statement.
Lori and I'll
get-
So, officer, the first thing though is I need to make sure that the mother, the woman who delivered the baby, is medically stable. I don't know if she delivered a placenta. She's bleeding a lot. I just got her accepted to Loveless, so I need to get her up there as soon as possible.
Okay. I'll get you checked this over right away.
Okay, so how I need to tell her what's going on, and I need to tell the mother what's going. The mother, they're both in there together. Is one of you willing to be present for that conversation?
And I'll go in there.
Are you guys going?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go in right
sure.
now and do this.
While we're doing that,
And then I'll
Now, let's rewind this and let me tell you something about this situation right there. So this teenager is obviously underage, right? So she's not 18, because they want the mother to be there and speak with the doctor and the police situation. Right off the bat, I can think of 2 scenarios or 2 things that could have contributed to this strategy. The first one, I'm going to say, right, sorry for the noise on my chair. I don't know what's going on with this chair. Sorry. The first thing is that what's going on over there in the household? What's going on over there in the household of the girl? Every teenager is rebellious in some way. Every teenager has their brain are different. They're not like me and you. They are different. They think differently. It's called a teenage brain for a reason. So what is happening at home? Teenagers are always going to rebel. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And the second thing is that what's the teenager's environment? What's the environment like? Because if you mention, the cop said that she lied all the time. She lies all the time for this particular situation, which tells me that this girl is well aware she killed her baby. She's well aware of the situation of what happened, and she's still lying about it till now, right? It's a level of shame that is obviously grandiose, but she understands very well that, no, honey, you killed your child and you're going to go to jail. There's a sense of awareness, meaning that she pushed that kid with the intention of leaving it in the garbage. Now, Maybe the intention was not for the kid to die. Maybe it's in the hospital. Maybe it will live long enough. Maybe it will cry. Maybe nobody will see me. Maybe the kid will be safe. But her intention as a teenager is to push this baby and go back out to the party and be a teenager. Which brings me back again to the household. This is what I've noticed. Take it from someone who's an immigrant. This is just my opinion. Don't throw tomatoes. I've dodged them all. Here's the thing, and I found, is that households are very prudish when it comes to sex. And that's a big disservice, because your kids are going to go out there and they're going to have sex. They're going to have sex. They're going to suck something. They're going to squat on something. They're going to do all of that. If you think that they're not going to do that, you're completely delusional. You're doing a disservice to you. This is my opinion. Don't throw tomatoes. I told you I'll dodge them all. This is my opinion in the sense that you're doing your kids disservice by not preparing them to understand the risk associated or the responsibility associated when they go and have sex. She's a teenager. She's going to have hormones raging. She's going to want to get intimate. She's going to look at boys and be like, hi, boys. Hey, same thing for the guys. Hey, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? That's going to happen. So to go ahead and not prepare your child for the responsibility and the consequences that happen if they don't use a condom, if they don't use common sense, it's completely irresponsible. And here's the thing. You might ask yourself, well, or at least what makes you think the teenager didn't get that thing? Okay, well, I can only speculate. One speculation that I have is there's such a high level of shame around that she is willing to allow her kid to pass away. Because when you tell your kids, when you teach your kid about the responsibility of, sex and stuff, if it's just so happened that you happen to be pregnant, you also should tell them what would happen if there's a oops. Right? You have to show the full spectrum. You can't be happy all the time. You can't be sad all the time. You have to show the full spectrum. And I believe that this young girl was just being a teenager. She had sex without protection. She got pregnant. And she was like, oh crap. She was not prepared. Mom and Dad, you didn't prepare your daughter for a scenario like this. And so she didn't know what to do.
I'll make sure Leela comes out. All the other nurses and stuff are here, and I'll get Leela here. Okay. So she's in this shit. Hey, Marina, will you get Leela back down here? Marina?
I'm sorry, there's
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. That was very freaking out of me. I didn't know what to do. Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. Scared. It was not crying or nothing. What did you do to it? Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly. Yeah. I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible. Okay. I obviously need your permission to transfer her from medicals. She needs to be. Oh, you're right. But she is a student.
Okay.
No, you're right.
She's 19. Look at that. Okay. By the way, if you're wondering, I'm watching this with you for the first time. So she's 19 years old. Okay, Mom, you can get out. You can get out, Mom. This is an adult, even though, in my opinion, 18-year-olds are still babies. But yeah, the law says you're a grown-up little girl.
Right, she needs to, I'm sorry, I forgot, she's 19.
Keep out of me.
But you need to make sure that you're safe, I need to send you to Loveless to labor delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that.
She keeps looking at her mother for approval. She's just completely distraught. Completely distraught. Yes, she's distraught. She's only distraught because she got caught. Because she was not distraught when she popped that baby out, put it in the garbage, and tried to walk out. I would assume. She tried to walk out. Well, yeah. Actually, yeah. Because it just so happened, right? Yeah. If that was Olympia, you best believe all hell will break loose. Mother is way too calm there. Forget your nurse. What do you mean calm down? You could have a seat over there. What? Okay, so at the beginning of this small little segment, the mom said, "I told you what to do about this." So obviously, there was a conversation that was had about her being pregnant and etc. etc. All right, she's a grown up. She's an adult. She made a decision. Okay, so yeah. Do I recant what I said earlier? No. The reason why I don't is because it applies. It applies. This is my opinion, and this is how I'm raising my kid. Which is, of course, you might not agree. Yeah. Most people don't agree with my lifestyle anyway. Please, I'm used to that.
In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are gonna be. Okay. Officer, do you guys need to talk to her before we get her transferred?
How long is it gonna be before you have to transfer
I
out?
don't know. Are we working on it?
Okay.
Marina, do you think 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Okay.
I got detectives on the way, so
Okay.
they're gonna be talking to her.
Okay.
Do you guys have, I'm the charge nurse here, do you guys have any questions for me?
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
Okay, so the mom being surprised that the baby is full term. I don't know what to believe anymore. All right, so I guess maybe she was not showy. It's the first baby. Maybe you don't show as much. I'm confused here. I'm confused why the mom is confused that it's full term. Why are you confused, Mom? What is going on? Did she know she was pregnant? Did anybody knew she was pregnant? Did the pregnant teenager know she was pregnant? I have no idea. Why are you surprised that it's full term? I don't understand. I don't understand.
9 months? Nothing was crying. Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail? Nothing was crying.
I'm surprised that's the mom's reaction. Lexi, haven't you heard the news? No, mother. No, mother. That information should come from you. Have you heard the news about babies and what happened to them? What the hell is that? Look, I'm not excusing the teenager's behavior, but I'm looking at this as a full package. And you might say to yourself, hey, you can't blame, you're right, teenagers will do whatever the hell they want. But, even as they make decisions through life, which is mostly random, there's a modicum of infrastructure behind that, and that comes from the household, right? Good or bad, or indifferent. But at the end of the day, you're correct. It's Lexi's responsibility. But I'm just so surprised that the mom had no idea that it was full term, and I'm so surprised that will pop into her head. Like, have you seen what happened to ladies? No, I'd be like, Olympia, you're going to jail. Olympia, you are going to jail, my girl. You're going to jail. You just killed your baby. What? What is this thing trying to sugarcoat stuff? There's no more sugarcoating. What is this unresponsible cuddling? You're doing her a disservice by being a friend, Mom.
Any other questions? Okay.
Right. So as of right now, like what I said is, we're gonna have the detectives come over here and they're gonna talk to you.
The mom is crying harder than the daughter. But that's because the daughter is in shock. The daughter is in shock. She just gave birth. There's a lot going on. That's her stress response. I'm not faulting her reaction to the situation. That's just how she responds to this level of stress. So no, I'm not even going to analyze her body language in terms of how her response is to this whole situation. Wow.
Just come over here and they're gonna talk to you, okay? We have to gather some more information about what's going on. They'll get your statement. They're gonna get the doctor's statements. They're gonna get everybody's statements, okay? So I don't know everything yet, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you I can't tell you nothing, honestly, okay?
The mom looks absolutely terrified. Look, she even gets close to her daughter for proximity. It's probably a subconscious way of protection. Like, that's my baby, because the mom knows exactly what's going to happen next. And subconsciously, she just wants to protect her child. I am torn on this. I'm very torn on this. I am. Again, every decision you make, every decision you will make, you have to pay the consequences, good or bad. And I have news for you. We all come into this world alone, unless you're a twin. But at the end of the day, you will die by yourself, unless you get into an accident. At the end of the day, your life choices, you have to live with that. Mom and dad will not be here to rescue you all the time.
All I can
Like,
say
she's
is,
not gonna go to jail.
right now, she,
No.
no, well,
The mom is absolutely terrified. Oh my God. Okay, so I changed my mind. I think she came from a very good household. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because the mom is absolutely being a mother. 100%. She came from a household that seemed to be very stable. And maybe, because remember I said two option, too prudish or not stable enough. Maybe it's a household that's too prudish. It's a household that was like, girls won't have sex until they're married. Really? No. Girls have sex whenever. Honestly, teenagers, excuse me? Yeah.
right now, she's being detained. So she's not gonna leave from here at all, period. Okay? So one of us will
Is
be
it in your custody? Like,
yeah, she's detained.
oh, my
Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is
Okay.
detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, is you're not free to leave. Okay, one of us.
I get it. So they're waiting for the autopsy. Okay. So she just gave birth in the hospital. They realize it. They called her. They called the police. Baby's dead. They're waiting for the autopsy to determine whether she'll be taken into custody or not. So the autopsy report, well, she's charged with first-degree murder. So that means the autopsy came out that the baby was alive. So she killed her kid. Okay. And she locked the bathroom in the hospital and gave birth and put it in the trash when nurses later found it deceased. So that means, oh my God.
Will be in here the whole time with you, because you're not going to try to leave or nothing like that.
she
All right.
won't.
Like I said, the detectives will be here. They're going to talk to you. I mean, your care is of the utmost right now. Okay, they're going to do what they need to do to take care of you to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives are already been notified. They're already on the way, so they're going to come talk to you. All right. So don't leave. Don't try to do nothing. One of us is always going to be in here in this room with you. Okay, unless we have to step out for doctor's orders, something like that, because if they need to examine you or do something with you. But other than that, like I said, you are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where was the baby at?
I don't know. I have no clue yet. Like I said, I just talked to the charge nurse. We're still getting all the information right now.
Okay.
Okay. Once we get that information, like I said, the detectives, they can clue you in on everything and talk to you more about it.
Okay.
All right. So.
Okay. For the fact that the mother asked where was the baby tells me that the mom had no idea of this pregnancy, or at least she had no idea how advanced it was, because she seems to be pretty involved. So that means she would have been here. She would have been with her daughter. So, meaning that and this is very hard to find out, but the mom is not acting like a jerk. The mom is acting surprised, stupefied, and protective. Yeah, this is definitely a mother who loves her kid. And a daughter who's embarrassed for having sex. Embarrassed because she had sex. Not only did she have sex, but she had unprotected sex. Not only did she have unprotected sex, but she got pregnant. Please, she knew she was pregnant. Come on. And then she was so embarrassed. She was like, I can't show this to my mom. What are they going to say? Oh my God, my family, my honor. What is the people going to say? Oh my God. Yeah. So as much as I like the mom, I think the environment was not conducive for openly sharing disastrous news. Yeah, that is my hope with my daughter, that she can, when you come home here in HQ, this is where you can let go and let your monsters be seen, because you will not be judged at all. No, you will not be judged at all. Yeah. Yeah, because I think I told you guys that I have family meetings, even with my husband. I have family meetings even before the baby. And the family meetings is pretty much, that's what it is. We sit down over a good meal, at least 1 hour, and we talk about our problems. How do you feel? How's your week going? What's going on in your mind? Do you still have the same aspirations? What's your goal? What's your life goal? Where do you see yourself? Yourself, not us. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How am I doing? How am I fulfilling you? Serious conversation over good laughter and not intoxicated. No, because you have your wits about you. Are we on the same page financially? What's our financial goals for next year? How are we doing? Yeah. And then when you're done with that, then you have a good time. Then we pop the wine, we put some music, we dance. Or if there's any issues and problems, we say, Alistair, I don't like it when you shout so much. I don't like it when you're too intense. He never said that, but I'm just giving you an idea, right? And I said, okay, I can change this, I can change that. You connect as a unit. And so when you have a kid under the mix, the kid is part of the unit. You can't lift them out. Come over here, Olympia. Let's have this conversation, right? Because her thoughts and her feelings also matter. They're not insignificant. Just because she's my child, she's not allowed to have an opinion. Just because she's my child, she's not allowed to have, they're not stupid. They're very smart. They have to be involved. You need to make your kids emotionally intelligent enough to handle this world. This world is absolutely crazy. This world is absolutely dangerous. This world doesn't give a crap about you. Now, if you think about it. This world doesn't care whether you're nice or not, rich or poor. It really doesn't care. So you have to train your kids to be resilient, as they call it, non-fragile. Because poop is going to happen all the time. How you react to it is the key, but you have to be taught how to react to it. This is so unfortunate. Let's continue.
Do you happen to have an ID on you, perchance?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Can we get that, please?
Mm-hmm.
All that information. Call it in to the cash one. Not on radio.
Oh, okay.
Hang tight right here with her, okay? I'll be back. Ma'am, could we get your ID also, please?
Yes.
Could we put you?
Yep.
If you have anything, I'll be right here, okay?
All right.
Can I step out? I'm gonna call my husband.
Yes. Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be back.
She's absolutely terrified. This is a baby. This is a kid. Not the baby that died, but her, the teenager. She's a baby. Oh, she's absolutely terrified. This is where you see 18-year-old should not be the adult limit, honestly, because they're still babies. All she wants is her mom. My dear, mom is powerless in this situation. She cannot help you. You will have to face this route by yourself. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world.
Is that consent ready? Hey, could you do me a favor, run these two and add it to the record call? Okay, it'll be New Mexico DL, both of them, whenever you're ready.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth. In there.
517.
came out in the toilet bag? You put it in the bag?
Yes.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for
Mom,
this, baby.
Mom, alright, just give it time, okay? We're gonna speak to detectives whenever she's ready,
mom
okay?
didn't know. They didn't know that she
You
was
ready for the second one?
pregnant.
I'm gonna go call Dad.
Second.
Oh, so she kept the pregnancy a secret. How? Well, first pregnancies, your stomach doesn't grow as much, and she's young, so that core is tight. Yeah.
Last three of that second one. The last three of the second one is 333.
Let me see your finger. There we go. Okay.
Awesome, thank you so much.
So she keeps looking at her mom for approval. The mom is keeping it together because the mom is under protective mama bear situation. When she gets home tonight, she's going to break down and completely be devastated. The stress hormones going on here on both sides is completely very different. The daughter is completely confused. She's almost like she's shaky, but she is traumatized pretty much. She's going through a state of trauma, and the mom is also traumatized, but in a different kind of way. The mom is protective. She's into fight or flight. She's into fight, and she's being as strong and as stoic as she can for her daughter. I'm going to assume she gets transferred all the way. Let's see. Yep. Blah 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 blah. Gets sent to the hospital to get checked. I saw that she was bleeding, so yeah. She needs to make sure that she's not going to bleed to death. Right. Let's go to my final thought. This is such a teachable moment in many ways, and the reason why is because me and my husband, we talk a lot about how we're going to raise our daughter, at least in grosso modo terms, like if this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, because eventually she will grow up one day and be like, Dad, Papa, I don't have a mom. Mother's Day, what do I have to, she's gonna ask a lot of questions, and we have to be prepared for it. The second thing is, even though we live in a blue state, I can guarantee you there's gonna be some idiot who's gonna make fun of her, like, oh my God, you have two daddies. Why. So I have to prepare for when she deals with that, right? And of course, and let's make no mistake about this, I'm obviously a black man, and my husband is a white man, and my daughter is from his sperm, so she's white. And the egg donor, long story, the egg donor, the egg donor is based on the genetic compatibility. It has nothing to do with us picking a white woman for Chris. All right, I'm just saying. But the reason why I bring the issue of race is because as Olympia will grow up, the issue, she would, her daddy's black, and she's going to experience a very different life in different lenses. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't want to speak too much, but just what I'm trying to say. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff that me and Chris are in constant communication to make sure that we do the best we can to provide as many tools as possible for Olympia, because she will have to deal with those problems, and she will deal with them alone, because I cannot be there all the time. Matter of fact, I'm going to die one day, and she's going to outlive me. So she needs to be able to handle this stress, right? And to bring it back to this story, I can guarantee you, I'm going to say alleged, but most likely, even though the household is pretty stable, it's a household that was not very open when it comes to sex, very open when it comes to sex education, because she got pregnant. She was ashamed about it, and she hid it for 9 months, to the point where she was like, I don't want a baby. No, nobody should know. Yeah. And I think also, when you give one side of the coin, like, you go ahead and explore your sexuality, you should also give the other side of the coin. But if this happened, then this happened, right? Like, you can't just show one side, you have to show both sides. This is so unfortunate. It's very tragic. Nobody wins in this case. There's a dead baby. You can't undo that. Someone has to pay the price. And you, girl, even if you were 17, no, you're responsible. And where's the boy? Where's the boy, you might ask? Well, you know what? I don't know where the boy is, right? And again, this is why, I am a feminist. And this is where I'm like, such a big disservice. We have to educate our girls to the point where they are sick of it. You have to educate them in every spectrum because they have the most to lose 90% of the time. What? The boy is probably like having a good old time playing football and being a boy, right? Look, she's the one who has to pay the price. As she should. Yeah, this was a failure. This was a failure. This was a failure. This was a failure. All right. Let's talk. Okay. Can you tell the difference? I look different. No, I'm wearing a different white shirt. Yeah, so I had to step out because there was someone in the house, and then it turned out into I have a scheduled day. Unfortunately, I can't la 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 la, and I realize I'm out of time. I gotta go with my day, and so this is the end of the day. So I'm back here filming my Let's Talk. I don't quite remember what I was talking about. No, I don't remember. Because I have it right here on the notes. But I was having a conversation with my niece-in-law, actually. Very good conversation. You know, she's going to college. Very, very, very smart girl. And, you know, I try to instill a lot of life lessons in my niece and nephews. Why? Because they are an extension of myself. Believe it or not, they're not related to me because these are Christopher niece and nephews, but you know, legacy has nothing to do with DNA. Legacy is much more than that. Legacy is about what you instill into someone's behavior and principles. And one of the principles that I try to instill always, especially to the women of my family, the little girls, please, the girls, you know, is always be in a position to say no. It's very important. Actually, it's very common to underestimate the power of this word. N-O. No. People underestimate that, but it's a powerful word because it immediately gives the message to the person who hears it. You're not welcome. You're trespassing. Careful. Excuse me. Respect me. It creates a boundary, and it's important because if you don't give boundaries to people, people will walk all over it. And why wouldn't they? Because they're not mind readers. They will walk all over your boundaries. And especially for women, and I know not to be super sexist to men, but it happens to women a lot. And, you know, they always get the short end of the stick. Not my girls. Not my girls. Not my girls. So I say, you're going to You're going to college. You have to understand that you're going to make a lot of mistakes in life. Please, that's bound to happen. She's not perfect. You're going to make 1,000 mistakes, and you're going to make a lot of big mistakes. My hope, my dear, is that the mistake you make does not end your life, because making mistakes is important. It's part of the cycle. Learning from them is what's most important. Making a mistake is fine. You're going to make 1,000. Just don't die, right? That's the most important thing. Because if you lose your life from a mistake, then it's kind of like, oh, crap. And yeah, and mom and dad are not going to be there. Uncle is not going to be there. You have to deal with that problem all the time by yourself. And, you know, because we're not eternal. At some point, she'll be by herself and she has to deal with the problem. So it's important that you don't shy away from your problem. You face it head on. And you go walk in there with your power to say no, because nobody can pressure you to do anything at all. But you have to create that. I cannot give that for you, my girl. You have to create that. I can give you all the money in the world. That won't give you the ability to say no, because it's much more than having a security around. It's up here. The ability to say no comes up here. Because you could say no, and then you get kicked out, you lose your job, you become homeless, but whatever you have up here, that fortitude of will, is going to make sure that you're going to figure it out. You're not a quitter. You're not going to give up. This is up here. And I was trying to instill it in her, because college is going to be a good time. It's going to be a terrifying time. Something is going to happen. Something is definitely going to happen. But my girl, you have to survive. And you have to make sure that you always have a contingency plan. And you have to make sure that if you say no, don't try to please or appease. No. Because if you can't share your problems at home, you think you think you can share it to the world, honey? The neighbor doesn't give a crap about your problems. This is why I don't like to complain. That's why I hate to complain. Because, nobody's asking, no one is asked for you to dump your problems on them. No, all they want to do, have problems of their own. All they want to do is to have a good time. That's why I hate to complain. I hate to complain. This weekend we were all sick. We were supposed to go to Iowa for the surrogate, but that trip was canceled. We were so sick. The whole family, me, Christopher, and Olympia, had to go to the hospital again, right? But, that's not for me. I'm not saying this to worry you, right? That's my problem. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And, I love my job as an uncle. I'm sick. I love my job as an uncle. I think it's first of all, I love my job as a parent. Even though it's hard, I absolutely adore it. But I am in love with my family, extended, my maid family. I'm completely in love. You don't understand. I know I talk about Ashley a lot, but the reason why, because she's the only one of all the Rugrats that we have who is 17 years old. She's old enough to, have conversations like me and you. The next youngest is her brother Josh, who's only 14 years old. After that, it's like 9, 6, 5, 4. Please, all they want to do is do cartwheels and play and run around in circles. Yeah, but I have plenty of nieces and nephews. I have so many. So many. Sometimes I ask myself, like, and they're all about the same age. They're cousins to one another. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be 18, 19 and going to the club. I can see Olympia and her cousins wearing short skirts, high heels, makeup. And I'm going to be like, girls, what are you wearing? Oh, be quiet, Papa. What is this, girls? Actually, no. No, it's Big Christopher. I'm the one. You know me. I'm the laissez-faire one. Be like, come on, Olympia, bring the dress up a little bit. Yeah. Put on the biggest heels. Strut, flaunt, twist, wiggle. Yes, I'll be that dad. Chris will be the one who's like, what are you wearing? Take off this makeup. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Yeah, because I believe that, you got to have a good time. I believe kids needs to be kids. I think, and I also believe that part of the development of a child, as a parent, you can only give so much. And the best thing you can give is give them the tools to handle themselves and the critical thinking to handle themselves to the best of their ability. They cannot control the action of someone else. So don't worry about that. Just worry about what they can control. But it's important that they experience life in its fullest. Do you understand? They need to go out there and dance all night. They need to go out there and be frightened. They need to experience all of it and just make sure nothing happens. Because this idea that I'm going to keep her in the bubble is making her a disservice completely. She needs to get a job. She needs to mop the floor. She needs to work at McDonald's. She needs to go all that. Do you know what I mean? Before she can be a CEO and command, right? Because you can't be a CEO if you don't say good morning, hello to the people who clean the floors and keep your building in place. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And so, they need to experience the entire spectrum of life, and that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, and the ugly. Yeah, because it's gonna happen. Olympia will go to college. Look, Olympia one day will have a boyfriend. Olympia will have sex one day. Olympia maybe will get married one day. Maybe she'll have kids. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And as it should happen. She's a human. That's just part of life. That's part of life. That whole celibacy situation, I know it's a personal opinion. I don't believe in that. No. Matter of fact, I believe in having sex on the first date. Yes. If I'm on the first date with you and I'm having a great time and I vibe, honey, I'm ready. I'm ready. What do you mean I have to wait for? Where are we going? Your place or mine? I'm ready. Yeah, if everything falls right, I am ready. Let's do it. 100%. I think, and I think it's this mentality that, oh my God, if you give sex, you lose a little bit of yourself. No, you don't. It's all about perception. No, I can have sex with you today, And if you F up, I can dump you tomorrow and feel no qualm about it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no need to be hung up because again, this is all comes down to culture, how you're raised, but it's sex is it's part of thing. It's part of life. It's part of doing things. Consensual sex. Yeah, I should say that. Right? It's part of doing things, and there's nothing shameful, there's nothing embarrassing. There's none of that. And culture, society tells you if you're a woman, you have to be like, hello, hi, you got to be a nun. Look at the Pope. The Pope gave the right to priests to marry. How about the nuns? Oh no, the nuns have to stay out there and be celibate. Are you out of your mind? Look how sexist that is. This is the leader of the Catholic Church. Just to give you an idea a little bit of where that retro mind is. No, girls are human beings just as men, and they have urges just as men. And so who are you to say men can do it and women can't? I have a girls, people. So not my girl. Not my girl. No. The whole idea of like, oh my God, but yes, no, I can have sex with you, fine. And then tomorrow you'll be like, I'm done. There's plenty more fish over there in the sea. Plenty more quality fish in the sea. No. No. It's life is a journey. It's an experience. You can't stifle that. It's so unfortunate for this girl. She killed her baby. She pushed. This is without epidural. She squatted. She didn't do the laying down. Please, instinct. She went like that, and she like that. She pushed this baby, and that baby screamed. I don't know what she's talking about. It was not living. She screamed. That baby was alive. She put it in the garbage. She was so afraid that it clouded her judgment, and she took her life. So embarrassed. No. It's a very small world. You don't know who you're going to upset. You don't know who you're going to upset. Let me tell you something. Sorry. So I have a gardener, and it's a small industry. And so when I hired a gardener, I told the gardener that I was interviewing someone to be my gardener, but for some reason they just ghosted me. He asked me who it was. I told him who it was. I didn't think they would know each other and didn't know one another. You know what my gardener told me? My gardener told me, I was like, oh my God, you must be the family that he's talking about. Because, I'm very particular with my trees. I'm very needy with my trees. So that's why they come to an interview. How are you going to prune it, sir? Check. Yeah, because you need to be licensed. You cut a tree wrong, you can kill it. You prune it incorrectly, it might look like crap for quite a few years. So I don't, no. And apparently this particular gardener, the reason why he ghosted me because we were a gay couple. And, I cannot hide my daughter. I can't hide Chris. Excuse me, you come into my house, you're going to get everything. And he had an issue because we were a gay couple. Listen. So I was telling the gardener, I was like, oh, interesting. I'll get to the point of my story in a bit. I said, oh, interesting. So, okay, fine. Well, I'm not going to spend any money on him. So, all right, you're hired. You did a good job. You're hired. Great company. They do an amazing job. I go see my friend. I go for a coffee date with my friend. And guess who I see there that it's gardening for her? Honey. I go out there and I see him. I'm immediately annoyed. And I can be very petty. I can be extremely petty. And I go there, and, we were sitting outside, we're eating coffee and cheese. And he sees me, and he's doing the thing with his guys. And I was like, you know what? I have to confess with you. I told my friend, this is what your company did to me. I can't be here. I have to leave. I left. I said, I'm not telling you what to do, but I refuse to put myself in the presence of that filth. I say it like that. And I tell you why. Nah, I don't have to tell you why. Actually, I'm not going to tell you why. And so I left. Anyway, long story short, he got fired. And this is the thing I'll tell you: like, be careful who you watch your mouth. People talk so reckless. You don't know. Small world. You don't know who you might offend. Don't talk smack about people behind people's back. Don't talk about another business behind people's back. Like, if you're not able to put up, be quiet. No, I don't feel bad at all. Actually, matter of fact, I'm glad he got fired. I think if he's gonna be in like his views, he can have his views. I don't want that anywhere near my circle. No, I didn't give my friend a choice. I didn't say you have to fire him and choose him, but I'm not coming on. We have a specific date for coffee dates. I'm not coming. I'm not going to be in that presence. You do what you want. He's fired. You fired. Now he has no idea why, but it's because he made the mistake. He made a mistake to be discriminatory. Yeah. Anyway, I have a lot of work to do. I have to edit this and I have to work. Again, more story of my life. I don't know what to tell you. June is going to be a complete disaster, by the way. I don't know what to tell you. 1,000 birthdays. We have a family vacation to go in Seattle. I'm not healthy. We're sick. How am I going to put it off? I have to work. Like, this is the second week again. This is the second weekend when I haven't been able to work. If you don't know, if I don't work, nobody eats. I mean, none of my staff eats. If I don't work, they don't eat. Simple as that. I need to get contracts. I need to go get contracts. What do I do? Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I do. So I have a fitness business. Pre-COVID, I was dealing specifically in a workout studio space. Post-COVID, because COVID pretty much put me out of business. Now, I had to think of a solution. Post-COVID, now I deal with corporate people. And corporate people, oh my God, what a big headache. First of all, it's there's nobody like me there. And I'm the only one in the space. I deal with wellness programs, specifically the funds for wellness programs. There is nobody in that space. Especially for fitness. So wellness program, what it is, right? So your company pays X amount of money for you to go and get checked, get a blood work, etc. I come in with a proposal. I propose. I said, look, listen, here is, you have X amount of a budget. Go get blood work drawn and pay for gym membership. What is that? That does nothing. That does absolutely nothing. Data shows it does nothing. Here's the data that proves it does nothing. But here's my data that I collect, empirical data that I collect with my other companies that shows not only that you get a reducing turnover, employee satisfaction, because people just have to come from the building downstairs, exercise, and go home. They don't have to go to the gym. They don't have to worry about a gym membership. And it's subsidized up to a certain point because it's taking the budget from the wellness program. Now, from the first year. That's what we work on. If the numbers hit this, and this at the end of the year, honey, my rates are going up. And I want some exclusivity. I know how to negotiate. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. And I walk away. Usually, I have very little wiggle room because when I negotiate, I put you in consideration. I come in 50-50. And maybe I give you 2%. Maybe I give you 2%. But the way I negotiate, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's this, or I walk away. Simple as that. Because I don't waste my time if you don't see the value. If someone doesn't see the value in you and what you bring, don't waste your time. Because you're going to spend so much energy trying to prove yourself to that person that they're still going to say no, and then you're going to waste all this energy for no reason. Walk away. Let them see the value when you entertain somebody else and they see that other company, oh my God, look how they're doing. Then they can see the value and they come back. But when they come back, that 50-50 is no longer on the table. When they come back, it's 70-30. What? 70-30? Honey, I don't play. 70-30 because I am not interested to begin with. You are not interested. I'm not interested. To make me interested, 70-30 is my new rate. And I wanted the money upfront for the whole year. It's not a good contract. But I know what I stand firm on because I know I bring the value. Simple as that. Yeah, I'm a beast. I'm a complete beast. I'm a different person. I'm a complete beast. Because if you don't demand what you want, you always want to go in there fair. If you don't demand it, they'll walk all over you. Please. They will get it for free if they could. People will get everything of people will suck your life away for free if they could. You have to fight. If you don't fight for what you deserve, you get nothing. Simple rule of business. Fight. May the best man win. Yeah. So when I say if I don't work, I get no contracts, because the thing is, in that stipulation, I can't be at home relaxing. I have to keep looking for contracts. Right? Even if they pay me for the year, they may not renew the contract for next year, and the staff, like that whole staff, crumbles. If a contract is canceled for that particular building, honey, all of you are let go. I have to entertain the contract. I can't be laissez-faire. I have to show up. I have to show to the meetings. I have to show the data. I have to say, hello, Mr. CEO. Hello, HR. Hi. I have to be present. I can't just be a ghost. Because when it's time to renewal, we have to come back to the negotiating table. And they always try to get, well, you have 70-30. No. They always try to, no. For the people who come back, no. Absolutely not. I'm very mean on that, because it's very insulting. It's extremely insulting, because usually when they say no, they always try to get a little bit more. It's very insulting, and I'm like, oh really? Because I came 50-50 and I was being nice. You want to play with me? Let's play. No, I'm not being nice. Matter of fact, you can fire me. I wasn't interested in the first place. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm a different person. I am. But I fight for my people, because if I don't work, they don't eat. So I'm like that because they need to eat. And of course, I have to pay for all this, and I have to feed my kids. I have a retirement to plan. I have Olympia to worry about. There's a lot of stuff I need to worry about. I was annoyed today. I'm not going to tell you why, but I was annoyed today. Very annoyed. Anyway. Bye. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.